What it do? What it do? You know where you are. Trash talking with the old heads. We back up in here again.
Yeah,
Nowhere. We ain't gone nowhere. What up, bro? What up,
it's
Greg?
not
What
enough.
happened? Jerry, what it do, bro?
That's
What's
my
going
thing for the day. It's not enough.
What's going on, man? Glad to be back. Glad to be back. Let's get at it.
Oh, you ready to play now?
Right.
I'm playing
Don't even say that shit, bro. Don't even when Greg say his shit, don't even say it, bro.
Don't even say it.
I'm playing engine now. What you talking about? I'm playing
Why
engine
play
now.
when your response should be why play when you sick? That's your response.
Right.
Nah,
Right.
nah.
No excuses. Play like a champion, baby. Even win, lose, or draw. Play like a champion.
Why play like a champion when you can be a champion?
We already said you
We
are
already took that
eliminated
from you,
that
bro.
When
team.
you
No,
can
bro.
be a
gotta-
champion, what are you
No,
talking
You on
about?
probation.
You see
You
it.
you are on probation.
He ain't
for
say
6
put
months.
me in, coach. He said, take me out, coach.
Hey,
Take me out, coach.
Dante, he on a formal reminder, baby. We have
Formal
formally reminded his
reminder. He
ass.
on a formal reminder, bro. You already know.
Attendance trash around this bitch.
You see it.
Greg and I got you in the office, sitting you down, talking to you, bro.
Yeah,
Your formal reminder, bro.
you have been formally reminded.
Sometimes you got to pull a Kawhi or
The next
Jaylen
time,
Brown.
you miss gonna be a decision time.
A
You're gonna have to
decision
open
time,
up.
bro.
You're gonna have to
And guess
open up
what?
applications.
It won't be your decision, bro.
Listen, when you can sit a star player out and he still come back and finish the job, you got you something.
Hey, we're taking applications
contender.
out there. We already got
Taking
some people in mind.
Taking applications. Or Greg,
This
you
dude,
hit him with that. Hey, if it's gonna be me or you, it ain't gonna be me.
Ain't but one cat on here, champion. There he is.
Man, you already know, bro. Hey, but y'all know what it is, man. We the old heads, man. We say what the hell we want to say, and we got a lot to say today. We got a lot to cover. Got some JJ Redick shit to get into. Fail.
Oh,
We'll get into it later, though. Failure. Absolute failure. But we'll get to that later on. The Warriors, bro. We got to start there, bro. Up 3-1. Now we 3-3. Game 7. The old dudes versus the young dudes. They looking old, Jerry. I'm going to start with you, bro, because I got to give you some kudos. You said to play in might cost them. Having to play the little extra game. I said it wouldn't make that big a difference. They looking a little tired these last few games, bro. Are they in trouble?
Yeah. They're in trouble. The only thing that can save them is if the inexperience of the Rockets and the nerves of it all overcomes them at the crib. Other than that, Father Time is undefeated. They're banged up, way too many injuries at that age, and they got to play a lot of minutes. Right now, I don't know what Steve Kerr is doing with his lineups. I keep looking for Looney. He's playing 2 minutes, 3 minutes for he's not out there playing. He's not playing Kuminga at all. You got your what's the starter at the 2? I can't think of his name. The Bukowski, whatever his name is. He's too inconsistent. Moody, way too inconsistent. They need something more than Jimmy and Steph. Even when they play brilliantly, they still need that third person because Draymond is not giving them anything offensively other than setting the table. The play-in is costing them, man. They just look long in the tooth. They were stuck in the mud all last game. Last night, they were just stuck in the mud, a step slower. And all Houston did was try to keep up with a pace. Şengün was a beast, with his size, he should be able to do that, every game. But I just don't think they can summon it. If they couldn't summon it at home when they needed it, it's going to be tough for them to summon those superpowers on the road. I think, not being at home, sleeping in your own bed and all of that, and you got to throw in travel. I think the youth movement may get them, but then, like I said, you got the nerves of it all. So Houston has to prove it. We'll see if the heart of a champion still lives in G State.
Greg, youth or experience? Who you got? So,
man,
hold on. Let me get him on wax first. Pick the winner, bro. You said Rockets?
I got the Rockets.
All right. G, youth or experience? Who you got?
I believe that it's the youth that will or that has caused Golden State to look old because they are old. Um, However, I just don't trust Jalen Green. Fred Van Vliet reverted back to the Raptors. Fred Van Vliet
Yes,
last night, and they needed that. Um, they can't make free throws, which had they made their free throws in game 3, they probably win that game. And it's if the series played out like it has played out the last few games, then last night was a elimination game for the Warriors. You don't make Steph's sons cry. You don't make Steph's boy cry. He gonna make you pay for it. Um, the Warriors will win this game, and it will be because of the experience and because of Jalen Green's inability to make shots
Yeah, I guess I'm with you, G.
on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I can't see them going out, G. I just don't see the Warriors coming to an end like this year. You know what I'm saying? With all the hype that everybody's had behind, especially like Jerry, with Jimmy and made him a contender and all this stuff. You know, made them so much better. I can't see them
Yeah, and
out. If they are
yeah.
what we think they are and have been, they'll win this game. Let me put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
And
They'll win.
they will fold to the Timberwolves.
Maybe so. They might. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that at another date. They may. I may even pick the Timberwolves. That end up being the series, but I'm with you on this one. I can't see them. I think they come into game 7. Steph turns back into old Steph and real. I think he's gonna put on a show. I really do. I think he's gonna put on a show Sunday.
It's gonna be one of them
It's gonna be
Steph
one of them
Curry
days.
blitzes.
He gonna hit that first logo 3, and they're gonna be off and running. You know what I'm saying? I see him.
Nah,
I don't think it's gonna be
Curry
easy.
flurry. It's gonna
It's
be that
not gonna be.
Curry
It's not gonna
flurry.
be easy.
Then it's gonna be one of them impossible threes that's gonna make them like, man, what can you do?
Right.
I'm thinking that second knuckle that Curry grew into his thumb this series. I think that second thumb knuckle is gonna have something to say about the L they're gonna take. And also, we've seen Jimmy when he's giving his all, when he's banged up. We saw him in the bubble, and he just gave it all he could. I think it's the same thing with that injury of his. They're old and injured is a bad mix. Like they'll need superpowers. I just don't think it'll travel with them.
Yeah, nothing like a game 7, baby. And we got another game 7 tonight. Clippers, Denver, Nuggets. Greg, who needed more? Who would it say more about to lose, Joker or your boy Kawhi? Who is it more important to? You know what I'm saying?
It's more important to James Harden and Kawhi.
Ooh, ooh,
Kawhi always has an excuse. He has a
really?
built-in excuse for
Really?
his career.
But don't we already have a narrative on Harden, though? Is this one game going to even make a difference like that for him?
Well, that's the
So much
problem. That's
failure.
the problem. Like he has a lot of failure. So can he show up one damn time in the playoffs when it's needed? Can he do that one time? The
When
laws
it
of
matters. Because he's had big playoff games, but it's never when it matters for real. You know what I'm saying? The game that matters, he'll have like a 40, 50-point game in the playoffs. Then the game
this
that
one
matters,
matters.
he got 8. You know what I'm saying?
This
Right.
one's gonna matter. So the laws of probability, the laws of physics say shit, it's gonna happen for him one time.
At some point.
At some point. Again, it's what he did and with Embiid, is what he did his first trip to the finals with OKC, is what he did
Houston.
religiously with Houston, was
Yep.
fold when it was needed the most. He'd have a good game, he'd have a 40-point outing. And then when it was time to put the women and children to bed, he was wetting the bed. How you gonna send your wife and your kids in the bed when you done pissed in it? Come on, James Harden, do something different. But I think the Nuggets will take this one. I'm kind of rooting for the Clippers because just the Nuggets in and of itself is really not a good team, man. I mean, I ain't gonna
No,
say.
they are not, bro.
I mean, they're not a well put together team at this moment. They're missing some pieces.
But they
They
have
got
Joker.
Joker. They
Right,
got Jamal
right,
Murray. Aaron Gordon has played well. And when we say that, and when I look at the pieces, they're getting what they need from Aaron Gordon.
right.
Is Michael Porter Jr. It's all dependent on whether he reverts back to the championship team form. That's what it's pinned on because
I
they
think
can't
for
count
a
on
run,
Christian
that's what
Braun.
matters. For a run, I think you're right. For a run to the finals, but I
Yes,
think
that's what I'm talking about.
yeah, to
Because
win this
should that
game, all they need is Jamal Murray to
not,
show up again.
yeah, true. But when we talk about the Nuggets, it should be championship or bust. We shouldn't be talking about just getting out the first round.
None of us said this about this team, no.
What?
We all this year, what?
What?
Y'all said this team was
The
not deep
best
enough to
player
make a
in the
run.
world should
Come on,
always
man.
be
That's
championship
not
or
what we were
bust.
saying. We were saying they don't have no bench.
Okay, I'm just looking for some consistency one time in you guys. I
Oh,
mean,
hold on. I thought you were.
I'm just telling you what y'all was saying about them at the beginning of the year.
I thought you were saying that about the Clippers. My bad.
Oh,
If you
no,
talking about
the
no.
Nuggets.
I'm about the Nuggets.
I'm
oh
talking about the
no
Nuggets.
yeah, if you talking about Joker,
Yeah, their
yeah, I agree with
expectations
that.
is championship or bust.
Yeah, his expectation, but that's not what we were saying about this team when the year started, is what I'm
I mean,
saying.
we know that the team but again, we don't do that when we talk about the greats of the great. Yeah,
I'm
we
just
talk about
I'm just
putting
calling
aside the
y'all on
top,
what you actually said
top
at the
10.
beginning of the year.
If we I'm gonna go back to so when we were talking about Golden State and the Rockets, if we were talking about who I would rather see go into that next round, it would be Golden State healthy. Same thing with this series. Who would I like to see? Who do I want to see more in the next round? It's Denver. But it's Denver because I don't believe in James Harden with the Clippers. When you look, if you look up, when we look up abject failure and we look for the meaning of it, there should be a picture of James Harden in high intensity playoff games, whether it be in the first round, second round, wherever the matchup is. When it's time to get her done, James Harden folds like a cheap tent every time. A total and utter failure in those moments. I mentioned to y'all this week, and we're going to have to cover it at some point. Nick Wright was giving out his numbers and stats on James Harden in these games. It's ridiculous. You're talking 26 different games, I think, in the playoffs where this cat had more turnovers than made shots. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So I would rather see the Joker and his all-time prowess in the next round. Jamal Murray has been able to summon it, whether his knee is healed or whatever it is. He's looked like himself in the playoffs because he does put up big numbers in the playoffs. I would rather see them get into the next round over the Clippers. I don't like anything the Clippers are doing. It's good to see Kawhi playing healthy and strong, but I just, other than Kawhi and Zubac, I just don't have any faith in anybody else. I think Joker with his with his skill set and the way he's played and the championship in his back pocket, I'd rather see them get better and finish strong.
Yeah, it would
And
take
Russell, and
a
it's crazy that
monster.
we don't mention Russell Westbrook. He's one of the
Right.
top 75. Why aren't we mentioning him as
And
one of the players that should help elevate this team to championship contention?
It's so spotty.
Why don't we do that?
It's so spotty, and we expect him to do that tunnel vision, turn the ball over, blow layups type of thing, miss shots.
Layups.
We expect that more now than we did when he had his athleticism, and his athleticism overshadowed all of that.
Joker threw a great pass. I guarantee you, Dante, you thought he'd missed that layup, or did you think it was a bucket? I was like, he probably blew this layup.
You can't ever count it. You just can't ever say it's a bucket, bro. He got some of the worst hands I've ever seen, bro.
I told y'all on that.
Terrible, man. It's terrible.
That breakaway, the thought of 6'7" Kawhi coming. You
Stop
going
it.
full
Stop it, bro.
speed. You know
Stop
you
it.
you know you can't
Stop
dunk
with the
it, but you just
excuses.
gonna try to
17,
get up.
18-year
Stop with
veteran,
the
bro. You
excuses.
supposed to make that layup, bro. No, bro.
You're right. He's supposed to, but it's a lot going into that. That'll help make you miss it. There's a lot going into it.
I would love to say Clippers as my pick, man, but I can't either, bro. At home, Kawhi would have to have a monster game for them to win this game. He would have to be incredible, and I just don't.
Somebody else will
I
have
think
to
he'll
too.
do his part, but I'm not sure. I'm with y'all. I'm not sure Harden gonna show up. I'm just not sure, bro. I got to go with Joker. He's supposed to win this game. You know what I'm saying? If he's the best, well, he is the best player in the world. So he's supposed to win this game, bro. And hands down, this should be his to lose. You know what I'm saying? So I got to make it 3 for 3 on that, man. But let's change gears. Let's look a little bit forward to the next round since we can't really, you know what I'm saying, really get into it till after these game sevens. But the Thunder been sitting around waiting, bro. Just kind of waiting. Who do you want to see them play? Let me put it this way: who would scare them the most in the next round? Which team would scare them the most?
Both teams,
Denver or the Clippers?
both teams presents a problem for them in the experience category. From a play, the way that we play, and you know what I'm saying, styles making fights. The Nuggets would probably create the most problems for them because of the way that they play that 2-man game. And they don't have anybody. Joker initiates the offense. The Thunder are disruptive with guards that can't handle that type of pressure all game long. No matter what guard they're playing, if they don't have anyone that can offset the pressure that say Gill can put on them, Lou Dort can put on them. When they go to their bench, Kason Wallace, um, and they keep bringing young bodies, young, fresh, athletic guards that can bring pressure. The Jamal don't bring the ball up that much. He'll bring it up some. Russ, he brings it up some. But Yoke initiates the offense, and Chet Holmgren, too light body. What's your boy name? That came from New York, Hartenstein. Hartenstein. Not enough bricks in his pants to hold up to the girth of Joker, and so
Ooh, pause.
I think that yeah, the girth,
Pause.
the big body,
Versus Denver, they were 2-2 this year.
2-2. So yeah, I think the Nuggets would probably give them the biggest headache. I still would think the Thunder can pull it off though against either team. I would pick the Thunder against either team.
In the finals?
No, that would be the next round.
In the next round.
In the conference, the semis.
Again, if we're talking who I would rather see, I already said I would rather see the Joker move on. I think they pose the biggest threat to them just because of the Joker. When we're talking about some of these teams, anytime we start getting to the playoffs, we normally talk about a team's identity, and we tend to lean more toward teams that have an identity. What's the Clippers' identity? We know what Denver's identity is. It all's going to wrap around.
Clippers' identity is James Harden and Kawhi.
Kawhi and Harden 1-on-1
with the healthy Kawhi and
with your boy Powell and a little bit of Zubac sprinkled in.
Kawhi had if you say that their identity is Kawhi, then immediately you turn to not being there physically. That's the only thing you can come up with the Clippers, because every time they've had the opportunity, or we've thought they had the opportunity to make that jump, make a conference finals or whatever, it's all dependent upon Kawhi Leonard's health. This is the first time we've seen this is not the first time we've seen him healthy in the first round. We've seen him
we
help
should-
in the first round, and we also
Well,
seen
hell,
him get hurt in the
He
first
played
round.
with 30 games, so shit, he should be fully rested. He played what?
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
games has he played over the last 3-4 years? So he should
I'm
be
just
ready to roll.
all I'm speaking on. If you're gonna say that they're like Denver, their identity is a Joker and his prowess. If you're saying the Clippers' identity is Kawhi Leonard, then the only way you can think that is to think that he'll be hurt soon and he's not going to be able to help lift the team.
I think we're talking in terms of championship. If they have any type of championship identity, it starts and ends with him. You know what I'm saying? Without him, you're not even talking about them going anywhere. Nobody even cares about the Clippers without him.
Exactly.
Man,
exactly.
y'all talking.
And let's do this also, Dante. We can't let James Harden off the hook.
Right.
Now, the reason why we all pick the Nuggets is because we don't believe in James Harden. Now, if James Harden show up, you know what I'm saying, tonight, or is it tonight, then they stand a great chance of winning that game. And if he plays well in the Thunder, they stand a great chance of winning that game. It does hinge on Kawhi being great, and it also hinge on James Harden being the beard rather than James Farden.
The first thing is Kawhi Leonard gonna stay healthy. That's number one. Is he gonna stay healthy?
We know that. That's
right. Everybody know that
because y'all talking because the Kawhi y'all talking about is what over 6 years is what 6 years ago in Toronto. That's the one y'all talking. You can't be talking.
The one we're talking about is the only one that gives them a chance to win a championship, and that's what we're talking about. Championship.
Okay, so you're talking 6-7 years ago. Okay, well that guy doesn't exist.
Without Kawhi Leonard, are they a championship team? Yes or no?
No.
Exactly. And that's all we're saying.
And the Kawhi you're talking about does not exist anymore. He doesn't exist. That Kawhi does not exist anymore. The James Harden that we're used to.
While he's healthy, he exists.
No. The James Harden that we're used to, he exists. He's still the same player. He has never, the word is never, shown us that he can pull this off. Never. Even when he went to the finals, he was nowhere to be found. So, and you're talking about with two other players better than him on the team. He's expected to be the second best player on this team. And when they need him the most, he's not going to be there. So, no, I don't want to see the Clippers move on. I would rather bet my money on the Joker. And I think he poses the most threat to whatever team in the finals. He's going to be the biggest threat because he's so dominant in this era.
Well, they're 4-0 versus the Clippers. This year, OKC is one of those with Kawhi. I think the one with Kawhi was 103, 101. The one they played when Kawhi was healthy. The other ones were kind of blowouts without Kawhi. So, it's just one of those things, man. I think I'd rather see the Clippers. I think for me, I'd rather see the Clippers.
James Harden in a high stakes series? Hell.
Because to me, that's the story. I want to see if he can redeem himself.
Hell no.
I don't think he'll get the opportunity because I think he's going to fail tonight, but I would like to see it. You know what I'm saying? And what would we rather see? I'd rather see if he can redeem himself. You know what I'm saying?
The only time I ever believe in James Harden from this point on in his career, if he come into the season next year and he cut up and he in shape, I'd be like, okay, now we got some, but we ain't never seen that. So nah, man, hell no. His mindset, he turns into Nick Anderson in the playoffs. That's who he turns into year in and year out, every year. Nope.
We'll see. So I'm thinking everybody taking the Nuggets then, right? Everybody got the Nuggets.
Yeah, we said that. We said
all right. So let's keep it moving, fellas. Let's turn to the Eastern Conference for just a second. Talk about some of these series, and we'll talk about your boys, Jerry. They're a little banged up.
A lot banged up.
A little banged up. No, I ain't giving you a lot, because I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to set up excuses.
I'm not. Nope. I'm not hedging.
We're not hedging.
Sound like?
Yeah. I'm heading I'm heading them off at the pass, bro. No, sir. No, sir. We're not allowing it.
Hey, what your old coach say? Singletary can't do it.
Can't do it. Can't win with them.
Can't do it.
Y'all know me long enough. I don't never hedge. This is not a hedge. I don't think there's any team in the league that can beat us. I don't believe any team in the league can beat us in a 7-game series.
Didn't nobody say that last year when every team that y'all faced had injuries? Except for the Panthers.
Last year, we had to overcome injuries to one person, and that was Porzingis. And we had to overcome Jason Tatum's miserable shooting slump. That was last year. I had full faith that we could overcome that. I have full faith that we can overcome the injuries we have this year, but we're talking Jaylen Brown, knee, Tatum, major
man,
risk.
Nobody's healthy at this time of year, man.
Allow me to finish. And as well, Drew Holiday. Now you saying ain't nobody healthy. We're the only team where all 3 of those players have missed games due to their injury. So I don't want to hear that. If you're missing games due to your injury, then that's a cause for concern.
Craig, let me debunk what he's saying. It's one person on y'all injury list, Jaylen Brown. One person. One person. One person.
Man, listen.
Like every other team dealing with injuries at this time of the year. It's one person on the injury report.
Injury, it has more than one person.
Had they played in a high stakes, series,
more than one person missed games.
Neither one of those guys.
They weren't playing the Magic.
We missed games due to injury. We needed that rest for those players because they're injured.
So you got it. And
again,
so there you go.
Again, I'm not hedging. I think we can overcome all of that because all of our players are young, other than Drew Holiday and Al Horford. But I think we can overcome that with the way that we play and our consistent defensive effort, because that's one thing we do is play defense in this league. I have full faith that no team in the league can beat us in 7 games, but we have injuries to 3 of our best players on our team.
Let's go, Knicks. I ain't gonna pick the Knicks to win it because I
told you we're gonna beat them. The Cavs. I already told you that 3 months ago.
We going to the next round. We ain't worried about the championship. We ain't talking about the finals.
Told you we're gonna beat them.
Finals. What we talking about is the next round in the semis. They got the Knicks, and they got to play the superstar. Let me say that again. The superstar.
I can't wait till
Jalen Brunson
superstar edition after this season is over, boy. I cannot.
Hey, didn't you text that you may have to reevaluate?
I said reevaluate. I didn't say he was in there.
If Jalen Brunson is not a superstar, then what is a superstar? What is a superstar? In my Bill Walton voice.
Premature
is what you're doing. You're a bit premature. I know that's how y'all do it in Dallas with the Dallas Cowboys. You count the chickens before they hatch, but we're not going to allow you to do that over here in the NBA.
Right. What if he nut up against the Celtics?
All right. Hold on. Is Ja Morant or was Ja Morant a superstar? What is this? What is this hinging on? Does he have to win a championship to be a superstar?
Nope.
What criteria are we basing this on?
In my opinion, a superstar has to have the potential to get his or her team to a shot at the championship title. Jalen Brunson ain't that. He ain't that.
You calling him
got a shot?
But you saying it just off
the Knicks ain't got a shot. You don't believe that.
Come on now.
They don't have a shot to get to the finals. They don't.
He has a shot.
He does not have a shot to get to the finals.
It wasn't just a shot, Dante. You saw what he did down the stretch. You saw what he been doing. Have you seen what he been doing over the regular season? Did you see what he did last year? He was named the clutch player of the year.
Lost to the Pacers last year.
Okay, he got hurt. They had injuries. That don't count.
Lost to the Pacers.
Does that count? With you hedging your bets with the
lost to the Pacers?
Remember, you just said it a second ago. Gee, hold on. You just said it a second ago. With superstars, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do it for Giannis. We don't do that. We didn't do it for Giannis when he got hurt a couple years ago. No, sir.
Yeah, we did.
We don't do that.
We did.
He
was still a superstar.
Yeah, but we don't do that for them.
He was still a superstar. Well, no.
Giannis won a title.
Right. Giannis got one.
Giannis put 50 in the final.
But before he
in the final,
before he did that,
he was an MVP.
Before he did that, he was also a superstar. Before he
was an MVP of the entire league.
Before he did that, he was a superstar.
He was an MVP.
Man, stop it.
of the entire league.
Jalen Brunson is a fucking superstar.
Again, we'll get to that later. We talking about these Celtics. We'll get. Listen, man, I can't wait to that edition.
I don't think that the Knicks will have enough to overcome because of the way that they play offense. It's all Jalen Brunson.
But if they had a superstar, then they have a shot.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
The reason they do that is because he's the only one that can do that with a cat. With Cat on the squad.
The way they do that is because he has no variety to his game. He can't do anything else.
Are you serious? What can he?
If they don't play that way, he has no chance of being effective. None.
Is Luka Doncic a superstar?
He just took a team to the finals. Yes.
I don't give a damn. Was he a superstar before he did that?
He just took it.
Was he a superstar before he did that?
He took his team.
So he wasn't a superstar before he took him to the finals.
He took his team to the finals.
Was he a superstar before he did that, Jerry?
Conference finals.
Yes, he was.
He had already been to a conference final.
He was.
Has Jalen Brunson been to a conference final?
Yes, he was a superstar before.
Jalen Brunson
not as good as Luka. What the hell are you talking about? He's not as good as Luka.
He's not as good as Luka, but there are other superstars that aren't as good as
Let me see, man. Has Jalen Brunson been?
All right, let's move on. We'll bring that up during the superstar.
We'll get to that, man. I can't wait to that. Like I said, man, we supposed to be teasing that, man. Y'all getting all into it. But anyway,
Dame Lillard the superstar. Is Dame Lillard the superstar? I'm just going into that.
Yeah, because he's been to the conference finals.
My God, that's the criteria to go to the.
That's part. Finals. It's a lot of stuff that goes into.
Y'all know, y'all Nick, boy. Ooh.
Dame Lillard is a superstar, but Jalen Brunson ain't. Okay.
Make a conference.
He was Bradley Beal out there in Portland, putting up all them goddamn numbers with nothing on the line.
You mean Washington?
No, I'm talking about he was out in Portland putting up all them damn numbers.
JB.
Without a damn thing on the line.
Let's go, Jalen. I hate the Knicks. Let's go, Jalen.
He was in the conference finals in Portland.
It was shit. He lost.
He took his team there. What are you talking about? Jalen Brunson put his team in the conference finals with a chance to go to the finals, superstardom will start for him. Until then, no.
I know one person think he's a superstar. That's Reverend Derek Kelsey out in Colorado.
Yeah, he think Cade Cunningham.
Real? Right.
Let's go.
He thought the Detroit Pistons was a really good team that had a shot. So, okay, we're not going to listen to him very much. But anyway, let's move on, man.
He did have a shot. Yeah, they coming. He ain't lying about that.
Arsar Thompson with the skate move seen around the world.
Arsar was playing great D on Jalen.
He was on them skates.
He got them skates put on. Superstars tend to do that.
Superstars
Detroit Skate Palace, baby.
When they supposed against the team they supposed to beat. Let's see what he do against the team he not supposed to beat. Then talk to me, G. Talk to me after this one. And then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after he played the Celtics. Let's see what he look like now against the team he not supposed to beat.
He already a superstar in my eyes and a whole bunch of other eyes.
We go.
Everybody prisoner of the moment putting him as one of the greatest Knicks.
I got the Knicks
already.
Saying he's the greatest Knicks, which is fucking ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, but he's being mentioned as part of one of the greats.
Who said that? Who said
I heard this shit like 4 times on television.
So, my fair friend.
Oh, they were saying it on TV.
That equates to superstar.
Yeah, they said this shit like 4 times.
How many games y'all get a Knicks against the Celtics?
He's averaging over 30 points a game.
How many games do you get
for a lifetime for his career?
How many
There's
games?
only 5 people who've done
because
five.
Superstar Brunson will not show up. They get 1.
How many games? How many games y'all give the Knicks?
1.
Myself.
2.
1.
2 games. You giving them 1, you giving them 2, but he's a superstar. Get the fuck out of here. Let's go.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. Superstar who you don't even believe can lead his team to the victory in the next round. Get the hell out of here. All right. So we said matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and put the trash in right here, man. Let's throw the trash in now. We normally do trash at the end, but I can't hold it no more, bro. We got to get into this right now, bro. The Lakers go out in a gentleman's sweep, 5 games, against a lesser team. Everybody predicted them to beat. Jerry, who goddamn fault is it? Give me some blame pie, bro. Give me some percentages, bro. I need some blame pie today. That's all this segment about. Matter of fact, hold on, Jerry. Greg, your squad. So give me your blame pie since it's your squad.
No, I'm gonna let y'all go first.
No, bro. Hell no.
Hear the bullshit.
Oh, hell no. That's your squad.
Nope.
Give me the blame pie.
Nah, I'm gonna give it to you. Go ahead. Let's hear the dumb shit first.
You had the Lakers in the finals. So let's go.
Right. Blame pie.
I had them in the conference final, sir. Get it right.
So give me your blame pie, bro.
Go, Jerry. I'll let y'all do the dumb shit first. We want to hear the dumbest takes.
No,
first.
y'all the debaters. So it's you and Jerry. Go ahead.
How can anything we say be dumb when they ain't win but one freaking game?
Right.
Let's go, sir. Let's go, LeBron. Let's go, Bron fan. Let's go. What you got?
Give me the blame pie. Go ahead, Jerry. Give me the blame pie, Jerry.
You already know where I'm going, number one. Number one, I'm going LeBron James.
Okay.
LeBron James.
What percent?
I'm gonna go 40%.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 40%. Reason I'm gonna go 40% is because this man and his agency helped put this team together, along with Rob Pelinka, their cohorts, and they got rid of AD because they felt like, well, number one, they got rid of AD because the Mavericks owner didn't want to pay Luka. Let's have that out there first. But when you choose to get rid of AD and change your entire team or try to change your entire team on the fly with Luka, I got to put you number one. I also got to put you number one when I see that you're only helping lift this team to one win in the freaking first round. That's crazy to me. They were surging. They surged all the way up to 3. I know that was probably helped by the teams that fell as well. But that was completely stopped by Timberwolves teams that only has one great player. They chose, their rotations were messed up. They didn't play defense. Y'all were trying to ride on that small sample size of defense during that surge, which is always ridiculous. You have to go with the team's full season, I think, when you're talking about defensive and offensive production. They weren't able to maintain that. They were helpless. I don't understand how all of a sudden people allowed that little bitty surge to put them into the finals. It never made sense. So got to have Bron up there high with the 40%. Next, I got to go Luka Doncic. It happened again, just like it happens every year.
How much he getting?
He right behind Bron. He right there at 30, right there at 35%. I'll go to 35%. So we have 75% of the blame pie. I gotta go with Luka because once again, his body couldn't hold up. He's banged up going into the playoffs, banged up the entire playoffs. I have to go with his style of play. JJ tried to infuse a more ball movement style offense where you had the ball being shared as far as the usage rate with Luka being one. They were trying to give a lot of touches to Reeves, giving Bron some touches, and for a small sample size, it worked. That's what everybody was talking about. They were trying to talk about how the ball ain't sticking and blah, blah, blah. And Jerry, you said they couldn't do it and blah, blah, blah. Small sample size. And then what do we have in the playoffs? A couple of games they were able to do that, but for the most part, they were out there waiting on Luka to be able to pull it out, waiting on Bron to have a out-of-body experience at 40, and JJ thinking, I got to shorten my bench even more in the playoffs. Ridiculous. So it all came to a crashing halt. Lastly, I'm going to give 20% blame on the coach, JJ Redick. He had some very, very unfortunate mishaps. Mishaps in the playoffs.
Hallelujah. JJ here.
If you want to give his regular season a grade, I give it a B plus. But when it comes to his decisions in the playoffs,
F.
and his his demeanor in the playoffs,
F.
all of it toward what goes into coaching and standing up for the
F.
team and calling out the players or whatever, I'm going F. Because how in the hell do you get one game in the first round and you have Luka as the lead player and LeBron James, and I really can't throw Reeves in there. Y'all give him way too much props. Every year I say just see what he do in the playoffs, and his numbers fall in the playoffs most of the time. So, yeah. And then the 5% I'll give to the rest of the players on the team, as nobody was consistent, but they weren't even consistently used. So how could they gain some kind of brand? Sitting Jackson Hayes made no sense. Made no sense at all. So that's my blame pie.
Greg?
All right. So first, let me combat some of this dribble that came out of his mouth. I'm gonna agree, you know what I'm saying, on one thing. Definitely JJ deserves some blame for
percentage
sitting Jackson Hayes. However, the coaching staff, because he look who he got on this coaching staff. So I'm pretty sure, like he said in that presser, that they talk about these things. So I don't feel like if the coaching staff was like, "Hey, Jackson Hayes deserves some burn," he should have gotten some burn. He just became unplayable. I don't know why that is. I do trust that Nate McMillan and Scotty
with the black
Brooks,
man, we talked about was Ham. He had veteran coaches too.
No,
but with the one we want to talk about the
can I
assist.
finish what I'm
The
saying?
fuck
You
out of
allowed
here.
you allowed him to go. Can I finish what he's saying?
Go ahead, bro.
Well, ahead. First, let's address you. Number one, we've been going back and forth about this all year. All this black man bullshit. That ain't worth shit. I don't. And it's really infuriating that you would go that route, because my perspective about a lot of things racial. For you to bring the racist element into it, that's bullshit. But you can have your take or whatever. JJ Redick, like Jared said, deserves at least a B plus in the for his regular season. I don't agree. F grade, I'll give him a C minus, because when have we ever given a coach
a C minus
or blank?
Right.
A C minus for the playoffs?
Yeah, a C minus. Because let's look
at white boy get a curve.
Let's look at it.
That's the white boy curve, dog. That's the white boy curve.
My turn to talk. Is it my turn to talk?
The white boy curve.
Is it my turn to talk?
I didn't even talk about Rudy. I forgot about Rudy. But go ahead. My bad. Golly. One game.
So yeah, C minus, because one game in game 3, if we look at the series, I know we're going to look 4-1, and JJ, you know what I'm saying, the decisions made are his weight to carry. But what I was saying and making that point is they obviously lost some type of confidence in Jackson Hayes. I didn't agree with the decision. He at least could have been a 5 to 10 minute player to give somebody a blow. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. Not playing nobody but your starting 5 in the second half, that was crazy to me. Right. So, that those things.
And the pride part with Maxi Cleaver,
he definitely deserves blame for. But I'm giving him a C minus because I give him some credit for having his team in position to win through the fourth quarter in games 2, 3, 4, and 5. Winning game 2 after they got hit in the mouth in game 1. Game 3, winning most of that game with a obviously sick Luka Doncic, and really should have won game 4. So giving him the blame for them losing, we've never done that. I
said blame pie. That's why I asked you, what's your percentage on JJ?
For you to give him an F grade in those situations, I can see had they gotten blown out every fucking game and went nowhere.
What's the percentage? What's the percentage?
Let me fucking finish. I'm answering the fucking questions y'all asked me. So I'm going to the blame pie. Number one, I'm not giving LeBron, what 40-year-old gets majority of the blame. Let's start there.
I told you why, but go ahead.
That it's
Okay,
bullshit.
hold on. You just asked the question, but let me respond to the question. You said what 40? I agree with you on that. But my thing is, had they won, y'all would have been glazing his ass all day. And he
wouldn't have got 40 because he wasn't gonna be the best player.
Man, if LeBron had won this fucking series, y'all would have been glazing the hell out of LeBron. But now since he lost, he 40, and what the fuck you expect? That's my problem with the shit, dog. You can't have it fucking both ways, dog. God damn.
Number one, LeBron is not getting glazed for nothing unless he win a championship. So let's get that out the way. So yeah,
that's
had they
true.
won a championship,
wow, that's not true. That's not true.
That is true. That's fucking true.
No, lies.
Are y'all gonna sit up here literally and say that LeBron isn't expected to win a championship?
What I'm saying is LeBron gets glazed whether he wins it or not. That's what I'm gonna say.
Every player of his caliber is going to get their credit. They're going to get their credit.
Just like y'all you can't have it both ways and then say he 40 when they lose. Oh, what you expect? He 40. Come on, you can't have it.
No, that's not what the fuck I said. First, listen to what the fuck
what you said.
You jump in.
I said
what 40-year-old gets majority of the blame. I didn't say he didn't get any blame.
Okay.
Go ahead. I said, listen, let me finish. See, this the problem with y'all guys. Y'all just want to goddamn criticize without hearing any fucking nuance or any context. Number one, like I said, what 40-year-old gets majority of the fucking blame?
LeBron.
Right, exactly. So
when you one of the best two players on the team, yeah, you get some of the blame. What the fuck?
I didn't say some. I said all of the majority of the fucking blame. Listen to comprehend, then to respond. So can we start there? I said what 40-year-old gets majority of the blame.
When you're still maybe considered the best player on the team, yes, you get the blame.
Okay, so if that's the premise, if a 40-year-old, regardless of how good or great,
if a best player, let's put it as if a best player instead
of
what
he trying to tell you, G, is y'all can't keep trying to use that 40-year-old as an excuse for LeBron. You are saying it's an excuse because you're saying what 40-year-old is held to this particular status.
That's not an excuse. That's a question.
Dante is saying you can't do that because y'all praise him for his stats and accomplishments, and every time he hit a milestone, you praise him for being 40 and doing the shit.
Right.
So you can't turn it over and try to use it as what 40-year-old. If he's 40, the oldest player on the team, the oldest player in the league, can't get 40% of a blame pie. Yes, the fuck he can when he a GM.
I said,
and he's still considered one of the best players. Yes, he can.
Question.
And you put him alongside one of the greatest, one of the best players in the league who just went to the finals.
Answer this question. What 40-year-old has gotten that amount of the blame?
But we give it to y'all that at playing at his level at this age.
Okay. Give it to me then and shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Give it to me then and shut the fuck up then.
Damn,
give him his acknowledgement that he's that great. Give him that acknowledgement that he's that great.
I've acknowledged that.
No, you ain't. You ain't here with the dumb shit. Let me finish my blame pie. I'm giving 30% blame to Luka, 30% blame to LeBron. Both of them.
Oh, and then he gave him the same exact percentage as Luka. Come on, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, dumbass. That's not the majority of the fucking blame.
Hey, Dante, he can't have 40%, but he can have the equal highest amount as the best player on the team. Go ahead, finish your point.
He ain't the best player on the fucking team, stupid.
I said as the best player on the team, equal to.
Not the best player on the team.
I said he can get the same percentage as the best player, which Luka is the best. So that's 30 and 30. They both equal.
He's just not the best player on the team.
You discount 40%. I get it. But
man,
then you make him equal as the best player on the team.
We ain't got a lot of time, man. We ain't got a lot of time.
Go ahead.
I allowed you to finish your blame part. This is why I did that. Because nothing that I said was gonna be accepted. You're just gonna fucking not allow me to finish my thought.
We accepted it.
Jumping in the whole fucking time. Y'all see this? When this shit play, y'all see this. So I said he's not the best player on the team. The best player on the team is Luka. He's getting the same amount of blame as Luka because they're the best two players on the team. So what the fuck fuck is you talking about? That's crazy to me. I don't see how you don't understand that concept. I'm giving 30% to Luka for not being in shape, being a fucking traffic cone on defense, which caused a lot of the issues that they were having the entire games. They should have actually probably got blown out in the 5th game because Minnesota couldn't hit threes. The reason why that game was so close. Bron didn't do enough in the 4th quarter for what he did throughout the season to what he did in the playoffs in the 4th quarter. He played good games. He had 2 great games in games 3 and 4. But when it came to the 4th quarter, he didn't produce as much or produce to the level that they needed him to for them to overcome that hump. So that means I am not letting him off the hook. I'm giving 30% blame to JJ Redick. That's equal, 3 co-equal branches of their government. The best player, the second best player, and JJ Redick. 30, 30, 30. JJ, and we just discussed it, had some issues with, I think that what was that, game 4 when he didn't make any substitutions. And I do think that Jackson Hayes should have been a part of, even if you lost trust in him, you played him all year, he was your really only viable big, and you should have played him at least some to give either a blow or to just be a deterrent to Rudy getting all them goddamn rebounds in game 5. The other 10% goes to Austin Reeves. You was the 3rd leg on the wheel all season long. And I'm gonna not blame him as much as I'm gonna give credit to Minnesota's defense. And they were the reasons why LeBron wasn't effective. They were the reason why Luka wasn't effective. Even with Rudy Gobert being able to defend Luka, even though Luka got his points, it didn't impact the integrity of their defense. Nobody overhelped. Nobody had to sag as much to create open shots for the other shooters, even though he would pass it out or they would get to some shooters. They weren't that far away. Where
I cannot believe the shit I'm hearing out of this man's mouth.
I mean, America, y'all comment. Did anything that I say was out of context of what happened? Did I protect LeBron in any way?
Even
though I'm a big Bron fan.
Hit those comments on Trash Talking with the Old Heads.
Hit those comments.
This man just sat up here. This man just sat up there and poo-poo LeBron getting 40% and Luka getting 35%. Then he went equal blame pie, equal to Luka, who's the superstar best player on the team. Made him equivalent to LeBron, but having LeBron as the major percentage of a blame pie, you can't do, but he can have the equal higher grade percentage of the blame pie. And then make the coach equal to that. 90% of the blame pie and make it all equal. How in the hell is he can't take 40, he can't take the higher percentage, but he can be equal higher percentage with these other people you blaming. Let me tell you something, G. LeBron fans, LeBron fans praise all this stuff that LeBron does.
And the reason that you're dismayed is beyond me. Is it because I didn't give LeBron the majority of the credit,
all these milestones,
which is what I was railing at.
And then we get to the nitty gritty, and it's time for that shit to pay off. They get the higher seed, and they still don't do shit. They win one game. They look very bad in all the losses. LeBron turns the ball over, can't make a goddamn shot. 5 points in the 4th quarter over 3 games. But he can't have a higher percentage, but he can be equal as the best player and with that best player and be equal to the coach at the same time. You know who ain't expected to stop Rudy Gobert from getting 27 and 24 in the last fucking game of their season? Reeves ain't expected to stop that. You know who else is not expected to stop that? Luka is not expected to stop that. You know who y'all were going to depend on, and it shows you by your coach when y'all praise him for playing center for 9 games in one season, and you want to list him as one of the greatest players ever and one of the best defenders ever, and he's played every position in the league, and somebody like me will say, yeah, he's guarded some centers, some trash-ass centers, like the center that was alongside Tim Duncan in the playoffs and my boy Splitter. Yeah, we can see him switch off and guard him. But then when it comes to this, he got to stop. He got to stop Rudy Gobert from getting 27-24, and he can't fucking do it because he's not that. Because he's not that dude. But he was expected to.
Was guarding Rudy Gobert
in a small ball lineup, and it don't happen. The dude look like Will Chamberlain.
What you're saying
but he can't take 40% of the blame. He can't have that. He can't take 40% of the blame. He can't have it. But he can have 30.
What you're saying
he can have the same amount of blame.
So what you're saying is
player on the team.
What you're saying,
that shit is ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. And then you gave them a C minus. You gave them a C minus on getting 1 win, and they have Luka Doncic and LeBron James on the team.
My fucking
that's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all always want this dude to have somebody better alongside.
Let me respond before you. Let me respond to this.
He done been swept with AD. He done got beat down with Luka. He done lost in the finals with D Wade and fucking Chris Bosh. But y'all still raise him to these levels. And then when we raise him to the same expectations y'all have, we crazy because he 40. Miss me with that.
So what level do you have him at? First and foremost, since you wanted to get into this whole LeBron is the
I gave him 40% of my
No.
I didn't make him the best player on the team. I said 40% of the blame pot because he's a part of the GM. He's a part of the moves made on this team. So that's why he gets 40%.
He's not the best player on the team, but you give him the majority of the blame.
He chose JJ Redick. He hired JJ Redick. He made the trade. He was a part of all of that. So yeah, he get 40%. He get that percentage because he's a player. He chose the coach, and he helped make the move. So yeah, he get 40% of the blame. I don't give a damn how old he is.
America, please take us serious because he's coming up with theories that came out of his ass, and he forgot to wipe it this morning, and it came out of his mouth. Where do you rank LeBron? Since you want to get into this whole his whole career, where do you have
What do you mean rank him? What do you mean rank him?
Where do you have him ranked? He's not your GOAT.
What you talking about? You talking about all time?
All time, yeah.
What we talking about all time? We can't just stick in the series. What you talking about?
You didn't.
I did. I stuck in the series. What are you talking about?
Did you just not talk about him playing with AD? Did you not talk about him playing with D Wade? Did you not talk about him playing with Kyrie? You did.
Well, those are some of his teammates on this same level, and he's lost at all those levels with greater players.
So where do you have him ranked?
Great players.
Where do you have him ranked, sir?
Man, we'll talk about that some other time.
Where do you have him ranked?
We'll talk about that some other time. That don't help
the reason why he won't answer that question, people, is because for the longest he don't even have.
What you talking about don't matter.
You don't have him in the top 10. So
that don't matter. That don't matter. See, that's all he want to go to. Does that not change? That changed the conversation. What he's talking about right now changed the conversation. I'm not going to be a part of it.
I'm about to bring objective. How objective
I'm not. My blame pie is.
You didn't let me respond to
go ahead.
You were talking about. You know what I'm saying? You allow him to get off that dumbass shit. So you're gonna at least allow me to respond to one of the fucking statements that he made.
Brother. Go ahead with your
retort. Is him saying that LeBron ain't the best player, but he gets 40% of the blame. Or the majority of the blame. I don't care what percentage that if you give him 40 and you get somebody else 60, whatever. But you can't give him 40% of the blame and then talk about him being a trash player or talk about him giving.
I didn't say he was trash. I never said he was a trash player.
Hey,
I did not say he was a trash player. So you saying he's a trash player makes no sense.
You
I
can't.
did not say he was a
You
trash
can't
player,
tell me
G.
how to put the
I didn't
blame
say
on
he
there.
was
I
trash.
gave them all equal blame.
Other
That
than
is
in the
about as
fourth
fair.
quarter of 3 games.
That is about as fair as you can possibly get it. They all deserve their equal amount of the blame. No one deserves more. We got what we got when we got Luka. We knew what he was. We knew he was a bad defender. We knew he was out of shape. Regardless of whatever you say about LeBron making the move, which is stupid. That's just speculation. You're gonna do that anyway. They got what they got out of Luka. They traded away AD. They did that because they knew that they weren't
Who
going
is
to
they?
win with AD.
Who is
They
they?
needed. What did AD do when he got
Who
to
is
that?
they?
Whoever the decision makers are, whether you say it, whoever the decision makers are. AD, when he got to Dallas, what did he summarily do?
Oh, now he going to Dallas.
After being injured.
Now he talking about AD, who ain't even on the damn team. Come on, man.
I ain't talking about A in that manner. I'm talking about your concepts of why they did what they did. That regardless of what you think of the decision was made. So we got Luka. Lakers got to deal with that for going forward. Luka got to get into shape, and LeBron is on his last leg. Simple as that.
When you go back to edit this and you look at your soliloquy, you're gonna see that the first 3 to 4 minutes of you talking and going over the brain plot, not only did you not give your percentage in that time, you didn't mention LeBron once, and then you didn't even mention Luka until the last couple of seconds of that first 3 or 4 minutes of your long soliloquy about nothing.
Look, man, 50% go to JJ Redick.
I dismissed everything you just said.
50% to JJ Redick. One, and I'm just gonna be as quick as possible, man. His decisions in my opinion, lessen the effectiveness of his two superstars. That's why I'm giving him 50%. You made it where they were ineffective by keeping their asses on the court so goddamn much. To me, those decisions and not playing your centers, those were the decisions that made them ineffective where they can't get but one goddamn game.
Took away Luka's lob.
Yeah, 50% to this damn genius y'all done thrown out here that this motherfucker a genius at this. And then I've seen on television to see the shit that pisses me off. I even heard pundits on TV talking about the assistants. When have we done that, bro? For a head coach? When have we done
that? I'm talking about when have we done that?
Oh yeah, he did bring that up in his 3-4 minutes.
I brought that up because I know that JJ does talk to what he at least said.
They all do. We all know that. But when do we
so
the
coaching, the
accountability stopped with the damn head coach. Period.
Didn't I say that?
We didn't hear about.
I said that
until you went to the Hall of Fame.
I said that it all is on JJ.
Hey, Jerry,
I didn't say it's
let me ask you a simple question, Jerry. Give me one time they talked about Darvin Ham assistant coaches.
Give me one time you talked about Darvin Ham being getting any blame. Give me that time. Okay, give me that time.
Assistant coaches.
The only time they ever mentioned Darvin Ham's assistant.
Darvin Ham wasn't no assistant coach last year. Give me the time that you blame Darvin Ham for losing last year.
The only time they ever mentioned, to answer your question, Dante, the only time they ever mentioned Darvin Ham's assistant coaches is when he first got hired, and they were saying that they were going to hold on to the certain assistant coaches that they held on to.
All blame and accountability went straight to Darvin Ham. Nobody said shit about that. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gets 50%. His decisions directly cost them on the court. It's his fucking fault. Give him the fucking blame. And then to get arrogant about it in the damn meetings like he ain't have shit to do with it. It's everybody else but me. Fuck you, JJ Redick. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? It's you, motherfucker. Point at your goddamn self. And yeah, LeBron, I would say, if I got to break up the other 50, 30, 20. However you want to break that up. 30 LeBron, 20, goddamn, and the same kind of reasons, though. This your coach, bro. You could have went to him and said, this shit dumb, bro. I'm fucking tired. You know what I'm saying? Luka, you can look at it that he fucking tired in the fourth quarter, bro. This shit is dumb. You're the leader of the team. I know LeBron got that cachet where he can go, look, this shit ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
It did come out that Redick told them in that half, if you need a blow, let me know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So LeBron didn't have to ride. We always give him credit, and I do too. He's a very, very, very smart basketball player. So, bro, if this is the case, you need to tell this coach you brought in, look, bro, this ain't working, bro. We need to do something else, bro. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Luka, he got to get the other percent. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely, for me, it ain't even close. It's JJ fucking Redick. It's not even close to me. You know what I'm saying? I know we got to move on, man, but I don't understand how it's even close for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's JJ. His decisions directly impacted what happened on the court and cost them. The Lakers, as a 3 or higher, never lost in the first round, ever. Now you bring this genius in. Oh, booted.
Sweet.
Gentleman sweet. We out of there.
Sweet.
First time ever as a 3 or higher. Come on, bro. He got it. He got to take that. And it just pisses me off about him that he's so arrogant. Nah, I ain't gonna point at me. I was good. You know what I'm saying? I did what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else need to fix shit. Nah, bro. 50%. Half that shit is your fault because you impacted everything that you made goddamn Gobert look like fucking Wilt Chamberlain in this bitch. Fucking Shaq. Because of your decisions.
Hey, America.
His decisions as a head coach.
Hey, America. We've seen coaches make the dumbest decisions before that's cost them championships.
And take the blame for it.
And they never get
the blame for it.
They never get they never get the blame. Not like 50% of the blame. Half the blame.
Half the blame.
We see that all the time.
We ain't never seen no motherfucker. He literally did something nobody else has ever done. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, it can be something different for the first time. He did some dumb shit that nobody else has been dumb enough to do. You're exactly right. He did some unprecedented dumb shit that nobody else has ever done.
They should have won that game. They didn't win the game. Simple as that.
Dumb shit. Exactly. You're exactly right.
The Bucks lost the game in 40 seconds when they were up 7. They gave that L and that series L to Doc Rivers.
So that game that y'all referring to, was that the only game that the Timberwolves outscored the Lakers in the fourth quarter?
Which game are you referring to? The last game?
The game 4. That's because that's the only game you're referring to where he didn't sub anyone out in the second half.
No, that's not the only game. We referred to game 5.
What happened in game 5? What was his coaching decision?
Bringing in, you so arrogant, you bringing in Maxi Kleber because you just said you wasn't going to play Jackson Hayes. That's the dumb shit I'm talking about. Fucking stupid. Just fucking stupid. We can't hear you, G. Your mic must have went out, G. We can't hear you.
Not playing center period was
the mic out, G.
Not playing a center was dumb.
Right. It was just fucking dumb, dog. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense, man. But we got to move on. We can't stay here forever, man. But that's the blame pie, man. That's the blame pie. So I know we got to spin the block on your boy real quick. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur Sanders. We said we was going to spin the block on him and what's going on. So he arrived in Cleveland, did some, looked like he did some community work when he got there. I think I saw him at a hospital or whatever. As far as Shedeur, man, does he have a chance, do you think, to start? I'm going to start with you, Jerry, because I'm not sure yet or not.
Man.
Any chance he starts in Cleveland? Oh, well, let's put it there. Even before starting, any chance he makes the roster as the 5th round pick? Because, you know, they have 4 quarterbacks on the roster right now. They're not going to keep 4.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. And it's hard for me to say yay or nay. I will tell you why. It's hard for me to say yay or nay because him dropping that low in the draft, I can't determine how much of that is him and his play, how much of that is how he was rated, and how much of that is the NFL sending a message.
Right. Because I would love to see is their big boards going into the draft. Where was he? You know what I'm saying?
I know, man. That would,
that
you know
would
what I'm
be,
saying?
Man, that would answer a lot of questions, bro. That would put all this to bed for real.
Yeah, you
One
right.
way or the
that
other.
would,
you know what I'm saying?
that's a great point. I wish somebody was smart enough to leak that. Or whatever.
Right.
Or
the NFL make them let the fans see it after the fact.
Because for this young man to land with the exact team that his dad out of his mouth said disparaging things about the franchise and the management.
Right.
It's all so it's hard for me to say. So let me answer like this. I can't answer that. Whether or not I can't answer any of that. Well, do I think he'll be on the roster? Everything that's happened is saying no.
Right.
To me, you know what I'm saying?
Because the crazy part is it seemed like it could come down to preseason reps with him and Dillon Gabriel.
The reps will be there. The reps will be there, but they'll be third. I think the reps will have to be third.
Or Dillon Gabriel, a third round pick. Third round picks normally make the team, bro.
Well, Watson ain't gonna play.
Oh, Flacco and Pickett.
Watson ain't gonna play. I don't think Pickett gonna play.
They traded for him. They gave up for Pickett. He playing. He gonna make the team. The question is Flacco. Right. So it really is gonna come down to him and Dillon Gabriel, bro.
Well, they're not. I think Flacco is gonna be the starter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because he has the most success.
And you traded for Pickett, telling him he had a chance to start.
Right. So, okay. So that makes sense, Dante. So I'm just specifically speaking of the preseason. Flacco won't play because he'll have the starter. So he won't play.
Right.
So then you made some trades to get Pickett. So if Pickett is better than Gabriel, that's the only way I think he gets burned.
Right.
To me, I look at it like this. We know what Pickett is. I have no idea why they even picked this dude up. I think we know what Pickett is. But we just saw what's your boy Minnesota change his stripes. So maybe Sam Darnold. Yeah, Sam Darnold. So maybe Pickett can change his stripes now. So Gabriel's definitely gonna play. Shedeur seems like the owner's pick. Whether it's all the owners making that happen or just the Cleveland Browns owner who is like, hey, get him because he's going to bring the eyeballs and the
heard he has first
journalists
jersey sales or something so far.
Yeah, so maybe that's the owner bringing in some noise, or maybe that's the owner doing it out of spite too. So it's hard to say. The whole thing is unfortunate. I've still been reserved on kind of talking about it, even trying to think about it, because I'm just gathering all this information that's happening because it's unexplainable, it's unprecedented.
Right.
And if I'm going by what I saw in Shedeur, I thought he was a first-round quarterback simply because he was better. I thought he was better than the quarterbacks picked ahead of him.
Yeah, I thought it was like a late first, one of those dudes somebody would come back up and get.
So so you was thinking on the Pittsburgh side of things.
Right, Pittsburgh, Giants, Cleveland, somebody jumped back into the first round.
And notice I didn't say anything about race, and the Pittsburgh not picking him is the reason why I throw race out.
Right,
so anybody that wants to throw in the race card on this whole issue, I can't debate it with them because once he got past Pittsburgh, that just don't make sense to me no more.
And the NFL has shown you, man, that is it racial in some aspects? Sure. When it comes to like stuff with Kaepernick,
because as far as
drafting players who can help their football team, they don't give a damn about race. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to a player who can help the football team, you know what I'm saying? I just think I would love to see those boards, bro. Like, where was this man? Because I can't imagine he wasn't in their top 30 players. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you hear that some owners said take them off the board.
Right.
So it'd be
Can y'all hear
interesting.
me?
That's a
Yeah, we
great
hear you.
point, Dante. That's a great ass point.
But why did they take him off the board though? Was it after the interviews?
Right.
Because I told
In some
y'all,
cases, yes, because we got confirmation on
I didn't have him. I told you I was not trusting of any of his talent for real. Not to start from day one, not to
Right.
spend money drafting him first when you needed something else.
But would you been mad if
and
Dallas picked him up?
Not in the first round, hell yeah.
But he
No,
was
I'm
better
just
than
saying, period.
but
I'm
you
just
would
saying,
agree he was
period.
better than a 5th round pick though.
Yeah. I'm saying period, G, not just first
Okay.
round. I'm just saying period.
I don't know. I mean, again,
Tyler Shuck.
we don't know what these NFL teams had him rated as a quarterback.
Right. Yeah, that's
We're
what he's
speculating based off what we saw, the analysts and the pundits and the mock drafts that we saw.
Right.
If any of those stories are legit on the way that he carried himself in the interviews, like being dismissive, said that he got upset when they asked him about some of his bad plays, and
I heard him answered a FaceTime call or something. They said,
came in with an entourage of dudes or something like that. I mean, I would say take him off my board too, especially if we don't need a quarterback. So some teams didn't need a quarterback.
Yeah, and
there were only a few teams that needed a quarterback.
Right, a lot of things conspired against him this year. Not that many teams needed QBs like previous years. Right.
Not that they didn't need a backup or a starter. It was
and the
only
thing is, if
Cleveland,
you did need a backup, you don't want a backup that's going to create distractions. You know what I'm saying?
Or show you that you ask him something, he hands you your ass.
Right.
Teams that needed a quarterback for the whole teams that needed a quarterback. Jets,
Saints,
the Browns,
Giants,
Indianapolis.
Well, but see that with Indy, they don't seem to think so.
Tennessee.
They took one.
Las Vegas.
They just signed Geno to a big deal.
New York.
Who?
Giants.
They took one.
They got
and
Russell.
Shedeur. Right. They took one.
So
really you were left with the Browns, the Saints,
and the Jets.
Quarterback and the Jets.
The Saints.
Yeah, and they took one before Shedeur went. They took Tyler Shuck.
And Seattle signed
Sam Darnold. And when I think they went and got a backup.
They got Miro.
Yeah, that's right. They went and got a backup too, right?
So I mean, we can look at it and be like, well, he was better than Miro, but if he wasn't professional enough,
right? And Miro got the traits.
In your interview,
and Miro has the traits, the big arm and the speed. So I can see it, but I was shocked it went that far. I didn't think he would fall back. I was shocked
it went to the 5th round, but like I said, after the draft, you were hearing some things before the draft, but it wasn't a lot of detail. It was he had a bad interview.
Right. But when they start giving some of those details about answering the FaceTime call, I'm like, bruh.
Right.
Not prepared. They say the Giants gave him the playbook. He wasn't prepared. He couldn't answer anything. And then the coach got on him and he got mad about it. I'm like, man, bruh.
So Greg, you answer the question. Do you think he's going to, one, make the roster, and two, do you think he's going to play?
Well, just listening to, it's going to be tough for him to make the roster because they got 2 quarterbacks in the draft, and it seemed like they did a mercy. They did a mercy drafting. That's what that was.
I think. Hey, what about this, G? I think the owner did an attention pick. They gonna get us some attention over the offseason. Right. Kind of doing the Jerry Jones, you know what I'm saying?
He's not going to get a lot of reps unless he comes in and fucking ball.
Yeah, they broke this down too. That's one thing I do like about the facility. They know how it works. You know what I'm saying? They broke it down. They was like, they got like 13 reps in the practice. They were like, the starter will get like 7, the backup will get like 4, and then it'll be 1 each for 3 and 4. 1 rep.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I thought I heard him say like 2 each. They get 2 reps each.
Yeah, so I'm just like, that's just crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know how he, like I said, unless I told
they're
Jerry,
not going
unless
to
he
keep
lights it
4
up in
quarterbacks on the
preseason,
roster.
yeah, he's gonna have to outduel Dylan Gabriel by a lot in those preseason reps. He's gonna have to kick his ass in those preseason reps because they spent a 3rd round pick on Dylan Gabriel.
He gonna have to show that he can read defenses, he can read the playbook, can break down shit. He gonna have to be super knowledgeable.
The stuff he's supposed to be much better than Dylan Gabriel at, he gonna have to show that shit, dog.
And before I heard those stories, I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for Shedeur. After the fact, I'm like, bro, you got to prove it. You gonna have to prove it. You really got to put in work.
Having this conversation just gave me another thought about the owner. So the owner, Greg mentioned it could be a mercy pick. Okay, that's a possibility. I said that it could be got your ass owner pick, as far as we know what his dad, what Dion said, and then the owner's like, you know, I'm gonna put you on the team. For sure. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna select you on the team that your dad was, you know, had something bad to say about, right?
Then cut your.
But what if it's a genius move? Or and I also mentioned that, you know, it could be just, you know, this is gonna bring attention to our team pick or whatever. But there's another option. I just thought about having this conversation. There's a whole nother option. What if this is a genius move by the owner because you blew it with Deshaun Watson, so we know Deshaun not there. What if I got Gabriel and Shedeur on my roster, I really can I got to be able to find my quarterback of the future by having both of these dudes from this draft on my team. Right. They're young. I can't miss. I got one of them is going to, we know Flacco ain't going to be there past this season. We know that. You maybe Pickett turns into Sam Darnold, but I got these 2 dudes if I keep all these dudes on my team, I'm going to leave here with a quarterback for the future.
Right. And man, that's another option. Dylan Gabriel, though. What's y'all thoughts on that, man? Shedeur to me seems way better than Dylan Gabriel. Just watching them play, I don't know what's good about Dylan Gabriel. Other than movement skills, I agree with you on that. But as far as like reading defenses, and I don't see it with Dylan Gabriel. I'm not seeing that with him.
Man, this is the thing that y'all missing, and I tried to tell y'all, man. What has Shedeur done? He ain't beat no great teams. He played in the SWAC, and he played in one of the worst big Power 5 conferences in the history of college football.
I consider
they didn't have a winning record last year. He put up 4,000 yards and a bunch of touchdowns, but he had probably the best wide receiver. Definitely in that conference.
But I've never seen him as an immediate starter, though. I thought with him, he should take more of the kind of Jordan Love path. I think he'd be a quality starter.
So if you take that into consideration and you say, I don't see him as a starter, and you factor into his attitude and what his daddy did at the beginning of, you know what I'm saying, like toward the end of the season, talking about his draft prospects, they overplayed their hand, and I know that's been said a bunch of times.
Yeah, a lot of it is Deion's fault. He should have hired an agent. He should have had an agent.
I mean, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say that because he saw, because eventually he started taking some of that
backing up. He started backing it up.
When it came time to go to the combine, I said it then. He should have practiced it. He should have played in the combine. And when it came to those interviews,
Bowl or whatever, I agree.
He should have been prepared.
Right.
Exactly. He was talking like he was the for sure 1-2 pick in the draft.
Right.
He for sure they were thinking top 3. His family, the Sanders family, was thinking top 3.
At least lottery pick.
They were thinking top 3 because
his old Twitter thing came back up where Deion said was going at it with a dude. And he was like, my son about to be top 5. What your son about to do? You know what I'm saying? So they thought it. You know what I'm saying?
They were thinking top 3. The agent point is a great point, Dante, because if you got an agent, then your agent is gonna have some
He's
of
communicating
that
with these
inside
things,
intel.
right? He's
It's gonna
telling
the
you these
agent gonna
things
have it.
aren't
He's gonna
like
like,
you, right?
hey, we gotta change course here.
Right.
We gotta change course here. I'm hearing this. You gotta be more humble. Hey, you gotta go to the Senior Bowl. You
Not
got
taking
to
all
do
these
that.
damn people with you to the interviews, right?
You got to go to the Senior Bowl, and you got to do the combine, and you got to have a college pro day. You got to, or you will not be a first round pick.
Right.
An agent would have been able to pick up that intel.
Yeah, especially a powerful one. He would have let you know all.
And because they didn't have an agent and didn't have some of that intel, they obviously got word late because Dion, like you said, started backing up. He started being less seen.
Right.
For a while, he was trying to get into the background, and then when you go to the clips that they released themselves, you know, he was saying very little. Some of that had to do with their mama being around, but he was saying very little. And I don't know what this is, dog. Well, we do know what this is, but I trust God. I don't like when they start throwing that God stuff in these scenarios or whatever. But whatever, they faith led or faith based or whatever you want to call it. But they did a lot of the damage to themselves, and that's where we are.
I hope he makes the team, though, even if it's as a backup, man. I would like to see him make the team. But I just don't know. They just paid, I think they say they paid Joe Flacco $8 million, $4 million maybe. So it's not a lot of money tied in Flacco, but it seems like he's going to get a chance to be the starter.
I think they'll make it. I think they'll make it work because, like I said, that last
he may end up on the practice squad, though. He may end up.
That fourth option I gave, maybe the owner, this is a genius move by the owner, and he's like, I'm going to definitely leave here with a quarterback of the future. And to add to that, I got both types. I got the mobile type and I got the pocket type. So I got to leave here with somebody in the future.
I tend to think he can beat out Dylan Gabriel, though. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But that's all the time we have for today, man. Thank y'all for joining us, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the support again, trying to roll towards that 1,000 subscriber mark. Please hit that like and subscribe button, man, so we can keep bringing this content. Appreciate y'all, man. For the Old Heads, Trash Talking, we out of here, man.
Peace.
In the words of Bubba Dub, trash. Lakers, LeBron, trash.
Ready.
That man called that boy a coward. He called that boy a coward.
F.
Man, that duck mouth ass looking dude.
The letter for today is
fat tongue ass dude.
F.